Bam. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's show. Welcome to the Ominus show, where we talk about comics gate stuff, and also pop culture. Just comment on whatever's going on out there. I am your host. My name is right here. I am Elliot Rodriguez, and I am a comic book creator based in South America. So that means I'm reporting to you live from Lima, Peru, in South America, in the deep, deep South. And yeah, I got a great show for you guys today. I kind of forgot for a second there that I was streaming today. My bad. I just got so many things going on with my campaign that I just keep forgetting stuff. But luckily, I put this stuff in my calendar, so I have this stuff already sorted out. Wait, don't pop up just yet. So yeah, just wanted to give a few updates before I bring on my guest. But yeah, just a quick rundown. This week in 2 days, the campaign closes. You have just 2 more days to back the campaign, and then it's closing down for good. I am not going to extend this campaign. I have said this a bunch of times, and I'm going to repeat that because I am not going to extend the campaign. I need to get back to drawing. Actually, I'm already drawing. Working on some artwork for Fall of Man, and then after that, I'm going to jump onto my my anatomic fan art piece, and then I also finished this. Hold up. I took forever and a day to do my draw along for Kings. I'll show this off to you guys right now. Let's see if I can do this. Hold on, without making a fool of myself. But here is my draw along for what's it called, for the Kings drawing from last week. They did cartoons, and so these are the cartoons that I drew. I don't know if you're familiar with these guys, but that's Bugs Bunny right there as Superman, but it's got the B. Then there's Taz as Flash, and then it's got a little Flash symbol there. And then there's Daffy Duck as Batman. And then we got this character, Petunia Pig. So you have to like really, really be into it to know who this character is. But she's here as Wonder Pig, Wonder Woman. So these are the 4. I don't know if you remember these stuff, but this is from back in the day. McDonald's had these toys with these characters, and this is the first thing that popped up in my head. So that's what I did for the draw along. I don't know when I'll do another draw along because it obviously takes me a lot longer to finish my art, but that's what I did. And so yeah, so I'm back to drawing. I'm excited, and yes, I'm excited to be drawing again, and I'm ready to get this campaign over with. So we got 2 more days to back. Please be sure to back, and let's take a look at the campaign before I bring my guest on. It's currently sitting at 3,447, 119 backers. This has blown all expectations away, so I'm really not too stressed about promoting it. Obviously, I have to promote it, no, but like whatever we get I'm just super excited for it. And so yeah, please get in on this. You just have just 2 more days to get it. If you want a physical book, it'll be $10, including shipping. And you can choose any of the 3 covers that are available. I got the Inferno cover, which is a standard cover here. You see Zadok taking on Deathmonger. I also have the Hero variant, which is just Zadok by himself. That's cover B. I also have the Villain variant, which is cover C. This one's the one that's flying off the shelves. If that were the case, no, if we had shelves, this cover would be flying off. Everyone's getting this. It's a great piece. I did it as a pinup, but it ended up being a cover, so I'm excited that people dig that. And so if you get covers B and C, it's a diptych cover thing where you can put both books together and then you form this single image. So you can get that. It'll cost you $20. So you get 2 books. Or you can get 2 copies of the same book if you want to have one for reading and then one for collecting. Then that's also an option. So here's the campaign. We got the rest of these pages. I also recently sold original art. I have original art. So I can flip through here, show you a few pages. me see. Let me make myself big just real quick, just to show you guys. And so here are the pages, original pages here. There, I have sold one, so I have to contact that person and make sure to see what they want for which page they want. Crap. So yeah, so the campaign's moving along. Just got a few more days. Please be sure to get your book. Crap, what am I doing? My bad. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second. So yeah, so that's the update on that. Be sure to check out the book. Make sure you get one. You have only until Friday, and just also for Friday, I'm going to be streaming from 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The campaign closes at 9 o'clock, so you have until then. We'll be streaming. Also, that day, I have Deathmonger metal cards, metal trading cards available. You can get those for $5. The first 10 are $5. The cards after that are going to be priced at $10. So you guys can come in and get it. Even if you have already backed the campaign, you can still get a metal trading card. If you, and this first come first serve. So if you're there at 4 o'clock, you'll be you can be able to get yourself a metal card quickly and for $5. And then yeah, so please be on the lookout. I'm going to be tweeting out today a lot, tomorrow a lot, Friday also a lot, and then we'll be sure to have people sure to get ready for the closeout. And then back to the drawing board. So that's where I'm at with that. And then yeah, so without any further delays, I'm going to bring on my guest. This guest, I think is the longest. Wait, this is the guest that has appeared the most number of times on my show. He's a great friend. I've been seeing him putting out all his books, putting out great books, and now he's coming out with another one, and he's coming on the show again for the third time. His name is Edwin Acevedo. I was actually able to do some sketch cards for one of his campaigns. Really cool guy. And yeah, so we'll bring him on today to talk about his latest comic, which is pinned in the chat. So be sure to back that. You know, if you decide to do so, I hope you do so. And let's see if I can make this work. Hold on, just give me a second. All right, and hold on. Wait. 1 second. And without further ado, please welcome to the stage my good friend Edwin Acevedo.
Hey. Clap one more time. You're not coming to my birthday. Who did that? Giggity.
Sorry. What's going on, Edwin, man? How you doing?
What's good, brother?
Not much, man. Just hanging out, trying to get this book sold.
No.
How you doing?
That's the life, man. That's the life right there.
Don't snap! Hold on.
Don't miss out on this one. You got to go grab it. It closes out. No extensions. No messing around. This is beautiful.
Yeah,
well done. Beautiful art. A great color.
Thanks, man.
So, check it out, man.
Sweet. Yeah. So for those that don't know, Edwin, he got one of those original digital copies when I was offering that up for $5, and so I surprised him. I think I surprised him with a free physical book. So that's what he's holding in his hand, and that is this book here. It's also on the campaign. It's the unrevised edition, the one with all the mistakes. So yeah, you guys can get that also, because I'm not printing any more of these books, and now I'm gonna just continue with the new one. But yeah, man. So now I'm doing my best to be like get my books out there, get my name out there, get people backing and supporting. And so yeah. So how's it been, man? How you doing with this new campaign?
It's been good, man. Just the first time on Kickstarter, so it's a different experience. Different kind of fan base, but so far so good. We're close, getting like 370 away from getting funded. Got like 33 days left, so making good headway here.
I think you just started the campaign, like you just launched it.
It's been like 20 some days now, a couple weeks.
You're into your second 30 days.
Yeah, almost. I think it's like 33 days left. Yeah.
Sweet. And so, tell us about the campaign. How did this come about? Because normally you put out books like just with single titles like
Mhm.
Snow Leopard, Ace, and then you got Bloodbone. But how did this come about?
Yeah, man. So aside from working on my regular books, I also have different ideas, different IPs, different things that come to mind, that I've been working on, and this is kind of the perfect time to kind of put a little showcase together of everything I've been working on the past 5 years and the stuff that I'll be working on in the next couple. So we have a short story here for the Ace, one for Bloodbone, one for Raid of the White Leopard, and then we introduced two new characters, one Xavier, the other one Blue Blaze, and give everybody a little taste of what to expect in the next coming year or two.
Awesome, man. So I'm sorry, what were the names of the characters? You see, you got you
Yeah,
got Bloodbone, you got Ace, and then
yep. We
the
got
other two
one
ones,
was
Xavier.
Raid of the White Leopard is the Viking book. And
Yeah,
then we have Xavier, who's the if you see the image there, it's the guy with the cape and the glasses.
yeah. That's a
Yes,
great
and then
design. I like
and
that.
then we have a new character called Blue Blaze.
Blue
That
Blaze. Yeah.
yeah, she's like a female. She's got a mystery behind her. And yeah,
Awesome,
so,
man.
like I said, it's a beautiful showcase there. I love the cover Hal did for me, Ellen Alonso there, bringing a lot of
Yeah,
these characters to life here.
yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, Alonso did excellent on this cover. Yeah, great piece, man. He's got so much going on, and he gives like everybody equal room, so everybody gets a good chance to shine.
Yeah,
I dig it.
definitely.
I dig the composition is great.
Yeah, so he did the colored version, then I did the line art version because the book isn't black and white. I thought the line art version kind of go well with it. So giving people two different choices there.
Sweet. And yeah, the link for the people in the chat is right here. It's also pinned to the chat, so be sure to check that out. And awesome. So you're saying that in this you're doing stories of your old characters and taking the opportunity to introduce new characters,
Yep.
Xavier and
Yeah.
Blue Blaze.
All under the Drawn Aces kind of umbrella here.
Yeah.
All these stories take place in different worlds, different settings, different kind of stories. So it's really interesting seeing it all kind of come together in one little chapter here.
Sweet. And who's doing the interiors? That's nice.
So I have
Looking
5
great.
different artists. The Ace story is done by Barbusco Comics. The
Ah,
Xavier
nice.
story is done by Rafael Crestani. Bloodbone is done by Maxi Dallo. Raid of the White Leopard is done by Avery Butterworth. And Blue Blaze is done by Joe Ball. So 5
Nice.
very talented, very different artists, all bringing their own
Yeah, I was
style
gonna
to these stories. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, Maxi Dollar. For those that don't know, he did work on Jack Irons. He did work also for Lost Pages. Yeah, great stuff, man. Then Joe Ball. Who doesn't know Joe Ball? Great artist also. And then you got you mentioned one guy who also did for Lost Pages. Um, he did interiors also for Lost
Oh, yeah,
Pages. You
Avery.
just mentioned
Avery. Yeah.
Avery. Yeah,
Yeah.
Avery Butterworth. Yeah, great artist also. Yeah, Avery does good work. Sweet. Awesome, man. So how does this work? Like you wrote stories for all of them, or do you also have other writers on the book?
No, I'm writing all the stories. These are
All the
all my
stories.
characters.
Sweet.
Like I said, and so yeah, it's like each one kind of got written through different times. So the Ace short story, it's actually the second story I ever wrote for the Ace. It was originally supposed to be in volume 2, but it didn't really kind of fit by the time it was done. So I decided to hold off on it. And then volume 3 came, and again, that kind of went off in a different direction. So this is kind of the perfect time to kind of put it out. Something I've had for years in the stash. It just, needed to find the right place to put it. And it works as like a prelude. So I think like now that volume 1, 2, and 3 are out, you can read this and then read the first 3 Aces and kind of get the full story there. It deals with David in his childhood as he's growing up with his dad, who's a pro boxer. So it's a really
Nice.
kind of interesting take on like, how he grew up. Because when we meet David, he's 21 years old. Here
Yeah.
he's about like 12, 13. So it gives you a little different glimpse of how he grew up,
Good stuff, man. Yeah, I was looking through this, man. All of the art pieces, they all look like all the stories look completely different from each other. Great
Yeah,
stuff.
it's part of the fun, being able to, I could do something like, Ace is very kind of like space focused,
Mhm.
sci-fi. deals with different aliens and different kind of stuff like that. And then you get down to something like Bloodbone, which is completely street level. It's very gritty, very kind of like, a lot of hand-to-hand combat, really kind of based in like, like a kind of realistic world. And then you have something like Raid of the White Leopard, which is kind of its own kind. It's almost like a fantasy story, about the Vikings who wash up on a mysterious island. And, each one is just different, has a different tone, has a different style. So it's just really interesting to get all of these together under like one project.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, great stuff, man. And it's crazy because normally also with anthologies, you normally see like, for example, if there's 5 different stories, there's like 5 different teams, like 5 writers, 5 artists. And so all of this is just you writing it, and then with different interpretations in the art. That's the interesting idea in itself, also, huh? And
it's a very kind of like experimental book, It's kind of the reason I decided to launch it on Kickstarter, just because I wanted to like try something different. So this is kind of my first foray there.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Yeah, definitely, man. Good stuff. And how did Joe feel like drawing stuff that's not from Death? I think he's inundated with that artwork. Did he take to this good?
Yeah, I mean, this is basically his idea along with mine. We're both big Turner fans, and we both love like the fact that he brought a lot of beauty, a lot of aesthetic to comics that weren't there before. So the fact that we were able to collab on something like this that, doesn't have to deal with any superheroes or anything. This is completely its own different story, very much based on beauty, like setting a specific tone. This takes place in a small New England town. So like every page is just Joe pouring like every ounce of skill he has, trying to make it as beautiful and as kind of idyllic as possible.
And this story is Blue Blaze.
Yep.
And Blue Blaze with Joe Ball. Blue Blaze with Joe Ball. Sweet. I'm missing a bunch of comments in the chat. 1 second. I just want to say hello to everybody in the chat. We got Dave from Genuine Comics. What's going on, Dave?
Dave.
We got Scribe. What's going on, man? We got Dennis. My sister's in the chat. Right.
There you go. I show support.
Heck yeah. Hail to all you, man. Hell you, man.
The man.
You draw cartoons pretty. All right, looking at my. Yeah, sweet. Thank you. So that's pretty good. I take it that you had to use. For this I had to use reference. I draw Bugs and Daffy pretty much because I've drawn them a lot when I was a kid. So I draw them pretty much. I can pretty much draw them by memory. But Taz and Petunia, I had no idea exactly how they look like, so I had to use reference. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to finish it in the 2 hours that the Kings do it, but I tried my best. And did you go to CG Church? No, I haven't gone to CG Church in a while, man. I haven't gone there in a while. Maybe this week, last week, I don't know. I was on Frog Tony's channel, CG Suburbs, on Sunday, so that was like the last guest appearance that I did. Yeah, I agree. Tank Edwin also delivers quality books with fantastic storytelling. That is right. Yeah, Aces, Bloodbone, Snow Leopard. He's doing it, man. He's got a bunch of properties out there. I like the idea of the group anthology. Yeah, it's a great idea. I like how he's executing this because different artists, different takes on one single vision. It's amazing how you can write one page, you give it to 5 different artists, and they all do like 5 different things with it, all equally impressive. But yeah, it's great. There's that not finding the right artist. Yeah, he sure does. Man. This fits just right. I dig it. So for example, you were mentioning that the ACES story is like a prequel to 1, 2, and 3, and then is that the same for Snow Leopard? Is that the same for Bloodbone? Are these also all prequels, or are they like side stories?
The Bloodbone story you can fit in right after the Ash Can. So if you have the Ash Can, you can go kind of right from that to this. And then the Raid of the White Leopard is actually the first 7 pages that I put out through Alterna. So just kind of giving you a refresher. Basically, it's about these Vikings who, after a successful raid, they're kind of celebrating. They're happy. They're having a good time on their way home, and then all of a sudden this massive storm, washes up out of nowhere, and then they crash on this island, and this isn't like a typical island, so they have to kind of, they're in for a surprise at the end. So it's something I'm super proud of. Super proud of, and I think it's probably the best thing I've written as like a single story. And I've shown this to people who aren't even like comic book fans, people who never read comics, and they all dig it. I think that the concept's really interesting, and I think the book kind of went under the radar, I think. So this is kind of my attempt to kind of get some more spotlight on it, and I want to do a second chance for it. I want to do like some additional pages and kind of set up what would be a lead into volume 2 of the story. So it's kind of purposely set up to kind of get you hooked and want you to kind of try that second chance campaign, because the first one was super limited. I think I have maybe like 2 or 3 copies left of it that are for myself and my family. So definitely want to do a second chance for this and get more eyeballs on it before I do a second book.
Sweet. You said this is from Alternative. This came out on Wednesday, book?
Yeah, originally the first 7 pages were printed in it came out on Wednesday. I think it's, God, I always forget the issue. It'd be like 17 or 18, something like that. It's the one with that Kenneth Rocafort cover, which is crazy.
Oh, with the monster?
Yeah.
That monster person, that's a dope ass cover.
Yeah, it's like, that's a crazy thing to say that I got published in a book with Kenneth Rocafort cover.
Heck yeah.
It's like, that's insane. I have a bunch of those Alterna just for like myself. Every once in a while, I'll thumb through it. I'll be like, this is crazy. This is like kind of weird world we live in,
Yeah, man, that's the beauty of all this, man. We get to interact with all kinds of pros and stuff like that. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah,
And I get shy and intimidated every time I talk to them. It's crazy. I see them as celebrities, like, because I grew up reading Wizard and reading magazines. So you see the name in the book, and it's like, oh, that's cool. This guy draws great, and you never thought, like, in your mind that you'll ever get a chance to meet them and pick their brains and stuff. But hey, here we are.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man, awesome. And are you looking for are you planning on doing more anthologies? Is this going to be like an X-Men annual that'll come out like every other years or so, or is this just
man, I would love to do more. I already have scripts written for like the stories that would go in the second anthology. So like I already have tons of ideas and different stuff we could do. So like I said, it's all about kind of getting this one funded and then setting up because the future, because I'm always like 2 books ahead. So it's like just about kind of getting stuff started.
Yeah, that's something that I learned from Mark Polton. He always says that he's always got like some project always cooking, like because he always says that he tells that story that he didn't work at DC, I think it was, and then he didn't have anything to work on, and then he said he made sure that he would never be in that situation, and he always has like backup stories and all kinds of stories.
Yeah,
he's got all kinds of. He got U.S. Assassin. He's got the Girl Goth. And he's got all kinds of stuff in the works. So you're planning, like, you're doing something similar to that, like always
all the time, man. Every story leads to the next one, leads to the one after that. So there's always stuff, and like I said, I have pages coming in now from different projects. So it's always it's about getting ahead of time, building up, having stuff to showcase, get people hyped up for the next project. So.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for correcting me. Yeah, Gun Goth. That's right. Girl Goth. Gun Goth. Yeah, definitely dynamic pages. I love. Yeah, I mean the artist that he's got on that Edwin's got on the campaign is great. Dynamic stuff all around. Good stuff, man. And how does fulfilling and then doing all that stuff? Is it easier the more you do it?
You get more used to it, but it's still, there's always challenges, especially with like shipping going up. And getting sometimes, the printer takes longer than you'd like with certain things, so it's always a bit of an adventure, but you kind of try to give yourself some like lead time. This one's not scheduled to ship February, so that gives me some lead time, especially since like November and December I'm pretty much done. like you won't be seeing too much of me for those 2 months until like the new year. So
Yeah,
just
man, you
because
got to recharge.
my job, yeah. So I
Yeah,
think it's
man.
good.
Sweet. Yeah, especially recently I've been seeing a bunch of creators. I think Michael Bancroft and I think someone else were put out like announcements because apparently like the tariffs with the US has made it difficult for international creators to send stuff to the US, so
Yeah.
there's some kind of delay there, I think. And yeah, no, so you never know what the heck surprises come out of the woodwork, when
Mhm.
you're fulfilling and stuff. Yeah, man. What advice would you give to someone who's doing a campaign for the first time? Like, someone on the panel might need.
Some of the advice would be get the book as much done as you possibly can. So you're not, so once you're in promotion mode, you can just kind of take a bit of a breather and don't have to worry about finishing it. Yeah, the whole book doesn't have to be complete, but you want a majority of it done. I'd say probably like 3/4 done. That'd
That
be
would
one.
include that would include line art, colors, and
Yeah,
letters, or
yep. You'd want it 3/4 done, like in every sense of the way. You want as much because trying to finish it as you're promoting and trying to hit whatever deadline it'll go faster than you think. You think, oh, I got time. I got a couple of months. I got no.
yeah,
By the time you're done promoting, you'll be. Where did that time go?
yeah, man.
And it's also added stress if you're like looking to finish a book while you're promoting. That's even kind of more of an issue. So like I try to get my stuff mostly done, at least 3/4 done, so I don't have to stress too much about it. And then give yourself some lead time. Like I said, put a realistic shipping date. I know we all think like I've done this mistake myself. Oh, I can get it turned around quicker. No, life happens. You can have everything set up perfectly, and then something will happen in your personal life which will trip you up,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
definitely.
you're past the deadline and you're scrambling to get books out. So yeah, that's kind of like the two pieces of advice I give.
Well, what would you say would be a reasonable like deadline for fulfilling the book? 2 months, 3 months?
It depends what your book is, how big it is, how like where are you shipping it from.
Okay.
So like usually I put like a 6 month rule from like the end of like the project to like getting it shipped out.
Huh.
But it also depends how big your book. If you got like a monster book that you're like it's like 200 pages or whatever, you might give a year just to
Hmm.
like be safe. So each project is different. So the more
Interesting.
you have done of the book, the quicker you can do like the turnaround. Like
Yeah, that's
my
also true.
quickest, yeah, my quickest was Ace Volume 1 because the book was already done. I just need to get a proof done and then get the copies in and ship them out.
And how
So
long did that take you? 2 months?
yeah, a couple months. Yeah.
Sweet. No, yeah, I have to think about that also. And yeah, like drawing and doing the campaigning and promoting, I can't manage that. I thought I would, but no, like it's like different mentality set required for promoting
Yeah.
versus drawing versus anything else you're doing, like writing and stuff like that. So no, that's why I want to get rid of this campaign, close it down. Luckily, in my case, I'm not fulfilling. My sister's gonna do the fulfilling, so I'm gonna pass the ball to her. Obviously, I gotta supervise everything while it's happening, but it's like that's one load that I don't have to, promote constantly and stuff like that. So I
That's
can
good.
dedicate myself to drawing more because it is a lot to take on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Promoting it's its own world, man. Like you
heck yeah, man.
basically dedicate yourself to doing nothing but talking about pimping and just scrambling around to get eyes on your project for like several months. Like that takes over your life. It's not really
Heck
much room
yeah.
for anything else.
No, that is very, very true. Do you feel like those ads on social media, like on X or Facebook or YouTube, do you feel like they work? Have you tried those?
No, I from what I've heard, they don't move the needle too much. So
Yeah, I
um,
messed with one ad a while back, and I didn't see much. much from that. Like I don't think I don't think I saw much movement from that. Not even like with likes or retweets on X at least. And so I was like, yeah, I don't think it contributed to any sales either. But I wanted to try it out to see
Yeah,
what it was like though, because
it's good to test all avenue. It also
yeah,
depends on like what you're promoting and how big your account is and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of variables that go into it. You know.
yeah. Yeah, my number one advice for people promoting is to get on streams because I've noticed that the time that almost always ensures that numbers move on my campaign at least has been when I've been on stream. When I
Mhm.
promote on Twitter or YouTube, just random stuff, maybe the seldom one or two backer, but you get more interaction and stuff when people see you on stream. So I would recommend to anybody out there, if you're promoting a book or you have ideas or intentions of doing a book, get on streams. So, and that's why I think like having a YouTube channel is also important.
Mhm.
So hopefully I'll be able to build that up also so I can continue having Edwin on the show. we need to have him here to promote his book. And so you went with Kickstarter this time. Is this also like just testing stuff out, or did you
Yeah,
not like your experience with?
no, I've had a great time. 3 ACE books all fulfilled, all successfully funded on Indiegogo. I'm one of the few people who hasn't been like shadow banned or had any like horror stories, so I've lucked out. But it's all about kind of growing the audience, and the Kickstarter audience is the biggest one by far. There's just no
Nice.
denying that. So like, it's good to get like your first foot in the door with something that's very manageable. Like I think I got a good idea of what to expect for like a second Kickstarter. I can do something bigger, kind of more
Nice.
kind of tailored to the Kickstarter audience, which is very specific. It's also a different audience than Indiegogo. It's also
Yeah.
different from my comic, which I want to do another campaign there too. So it's just about getting as many eyeballs as I can get on these projects. Try different sites,
Uh,
see where the audience is, and then grow it.
heck yeah. Just yeah, they're different. Yeah, I get that. I mean, there's also that impression also that Kickstarter mostly geared towards like what is this like the ladies, showing a lot of ladies, a lot of
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff, a lot of anime.
Mhm.
Is that something that you think is accurate to say?
Oh, yeah, completely. I've looked at tons of campaigns, and there's themes that you can see
Yeah,
pop
yeah,
up
yeah,
there.
yes,
You know,
yeah, definitely.
but, like they also do like art books and different stuff. So it's a vast audience, but there is like very specific kind of
Select,
niche
yeah,
that
sweet,
that that you can play up to. So maybe I'll do something like that for my second Kickstarter.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah.
You could put what's the name? I think it's Angel.
Angelique, yeah,
There was a character also that I drew for Snow Leopard. I forgot
yeah,
her name.
Alda, yeah.
Although you can put them front and center on the Kickstarter
Yeah,
campaign.
definitely. The next one, yeah, definitely go all in on that. But
Heck
yeah,
yeah, sweet. And yeah, Tank says items imported to the U.S. under $800 are no longer immune to tariffs. That's upwards of a 50% price increase. Crap.
yeah,
Is that Tank? Do you know if that's permanent or is that just for a moment or is that until countries straighten up? Well, if you have any ideas on that. And it says streams are the best place to promote because you can better reinforce backer customer confidence. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I agree 100% with that. Plus, you get a chance to establish a personal connection with backer. That's also true. Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, so everybody out there, if you're looking to do a book, you got to get out there, man. You got to get on streams. People got to see your face. And no disrespect to anybody, but this kind of thing right here it can only get you but so far. You got to show your face, man. Show your face. Um, but yeah, man, that's awesome, man. And yeah, Kickstarter stuff, good stuff. And when is this? When do you plan to have this fulfilled? When
suspected to
is
ship out in February.
February next year?
Mhm.
Sweet, 2026. Good stuff, man. Any hiccups with this project? Like, has there been any significant delays? Anything?
Oh no, it's we're down to like 2-3 pages of art, and then like 6-7 to get lettered, and then
Nice.
wrapped up. So I said it's a good little buffer of time. So
Are you using the same letterer also for all the stories?
yeah, SK lettered everything.
Okay.
He's, he's a
Yeah,
great.
consistency. Yeah, consistency and that I think would be important also. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Sweet. Awesome stuff, man. And then you also got, if I'm not mistaken, you also got a fan art contest. Is
Yeah,
that
the
correct?
Drawn Aces fan art contest.
Could you tell us about that? Like, what are the parameters? Like,
Sure.
what are the rules?
So basically, it's no AI, obviously. It's black and white or gray tones only, no colors. It has to feature only Drawn Aces universe characters, but you get a big window. You can draw any character of any Drawn Aces book, so it gives you a nice wide range there. And then the deadline is September 22nd. So yeah,
September
use the
22nd.
hashtag Drawn Aces art contest on Twitter.
Drawing
That way
Aces.
I can know that you're, you're submitting officially.
So,
And
what is it again? Drawing Aces
art contest.
art contest. I
Yep.
think I may do a piece.
Yeah, man,
Because
welcome. Everybody's welcome on board. We already had 3 submissions already. Which
yeah.
I'm super happy about. Like I said, we got until the 22nd midnight. So it's a good. Still got like 3-4 weeks away, and then so the winner gets obviously they get the credit in the book. They get the back cover of the anthology. They get comps of the project, and they also get $125. So
are all the entries or any entries going to appear in the book, even if they don't win #1?
possibly, but they I might put the entries in maybe the second anthology, maybe do a special section for that.
Sweet.
Yeah, but
Yeah, because I've been wanting to draw Ace for a long time. Like I've seen Aces as a cool design,
yeah.
cool costume, and I haven't drawn him. I've drawn a Snow Leopard.
Mhm.
Bloodbone might be another one also.
People
But I
love
like
like
heck yeah.
the most fan art I've ever gotten for anything the whole time I've been doing this is Bloodbone. People just love
Bloodbone,
to
yeah.
draw 'em. So I'm like, hey, everybody's
Heck yeah.
welcome.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, guys, like I said, open invite to any artists out there. Just use the hashtag Drawn Aces Art Contest. Submit by the 22nd on Twitter. And I'm not picking the winner. I'm gonna leave it to the public to decide. So,
How does that work?
I'll do a Twitter poll. Usually, I think I did one for the Ace Volume 2. I did an art contest, so I just put all the submissions in a Twitter vote for like a week, and just let the public decide. They vote. Winner gets chosen, and then we announce it by the week after. Yeah, and then whoever wins sends me a nice 300 DPI scan of the art, and we'll get it and get you hooked up.
Nice.
We'll add it to the anthology.
That's awesome. So for all the artists out there, man, this is a good opportunity to get your art featured in the book, to get some comps, to get public recognition. Just get your name out there, man. I think I'm gonna do a piece also because I want to draw Ace. I think I'm gonna draw Ace. And
Tank, brother, there's always a chance to draw him again.
Which one?
Tank's last comment there.
What do you say? I drew Ace before. It was cool. Yeah, you could do it again.
Do it again.
Yeah, like I said, do it again.
An invite, it's like get everybody involved. So, like I said,
I wish I had time.
I don't have to pick. So,
no, yeah,
it's off my back. Whoever the people want, that's who wins. So.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. I think art contest. Yeah, I think
art
contest should.
No favorites, nothing. Because we all have biases as much as we want to. So there's certain things that kind of draw me to like certain pieces more. So I like the idea of just letting the people who are comic book fans decide who wins.
Yeah, that eliminates all politics. Because sometimes like you put a panel of judges,
Yeah.
and then that panel might have beef with someone who's one of the contestants or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I like this guy, and they like screw him on points or whatever. But yeah, leaving it up to the people, yeah, you have no way to complain because the people chose.
Mhm.
But but then the people might have beef with the creator too. So there's no
Well,
way of knowing.
you know, at least there'll be numbers. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Awesome stuff, man. Yeah, I like this cover, man. This cover's dope. Great
I
work,
really
man.
like putting it
He's
out
doing
in the line art, like how really the extra detail there you see with Bloodbone smashing that
heck
dude
yeah.
in the face. It's
Yeah,
really
the glasses, the
yeah,
blood.
so,
Heck yeah, man.
really cool.
And what's your process for creating these characters? Like, is this stuff you've had since you were young, or is this something like you get like this idea and then you just write it out? How does this? For example, how did Bloodbone come about?
Bloodbone just started as an idea, just started off as a name. It
Name.
literally just started like, me and the Hardline guys were all pitching names and just having fun with like 90s names. And then, Bloodbone came up, and then I was like, Bloodbone, that's a really good name. And then I started thinking about it. And I spent the whole night just thinking about like, what's Bloodbone? And then I started like, oh, he's a vigilante. And then I started thinking like the grifter kind of style mask. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool. And then I'm thinking like, maybe he's like a good version of Bane. So thinking like, what if Bane was like, one of the good guys instead of like one of the bad guys? Thinking like, how would Bane handle stuff? So I kind of just started coming up with all these ideas, and then I hit up Joe, and Joe actually designed the initial Bloodbone concept, which is different than this, but you can kind of see the inspiration. And then when I reached Donald, and I kind of gave him like the pitch and like a loose idea, he's the one who kind of started putting together the style of mask, the hand wraps, the kind of giant boots that he wears, the singlet, stuff like that. And it really together really nicely. And I was like, yeah, this is the character right here, And Donald was the perfect guy for it to set the tone for like what Bloodbone would end up being.
Sweet. So this is like a collaborative effort between Joe and Donald, and then Donald was the one that did the artwork for the first issue of Bloodbone.
For the Ashcan, yeah.
In those cases, does Donald, for example, get claimed to like co-ownership or co-creative stuff for that character?
No. If anything,
how does that work?
I would give it to Joe if it was an issue. Like for Ace, I credit myself and Sweens for it. Sweens drew basically the most of the concept, even though it got tweaked, and Canales basically draws the Ace everybody knows. But Sweens is the one who came up with the style, with the symbol in the middle, with the way the shoulder pads and everything is. So that was a lot more kind of like involved. We would go back and forth, and like I didn't really have like an idea of what Ace really would look like in the end until he came up with it.
Did he ever get a chance to draw it? Did he ever get a chance to actually do any interiors?
Sweens drew the epilogue story on Ace Volume 1.
Oh, nice. Okay, I got you.
So that's why his Ace looks different. I like the idea of like having the one Canales draws and then the one Sween draws in the epilogue. They look different. That's for a reason.
Sweet.
So, really,
that's
really
like a Ditko Ramita thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. That's dope. Mm-hmm. And then the same process also for Xavier. Like it's also like an idea you guys are bouncing off of on Hardline.
No, Xavier is initially a story I came up with when I was graduated high school.
So that's from back in the day.
Yeah, I always saw it as like a movie idea, really, because I just thought like getting into like a comic book format is kind of like insane. Because I see it as much like a kind of my version of Watchmen. It's just like this one big kind of story dealing with superheroes. Kind of like the nature of superheroes. Like, how do you stay true when, the rest of the world isn't really fond of being heroic and would rather, do some evil stuff to get ahead. So it deals with a lot of different themes like that. So yeah, the idea of what Savior looks like has kind of been in my head for like probably like 20 years now.
Yeah.
So I finally
Wow.
got it down and told Raphael about it. Uh, so yeah,
He's like a homemade superhero.
yeah, it's
Or
very
a
kind of
villain.
very much like kind of like the old school like 50s kind of superheroes, very kind of like DIY in many ways. It's not really about
Yeah.
like having these cool costumes, elaborate kind of stuff. It's very kind of a gritty, kind of realistic world where superheroes, you know, exist and kind of
Sweet.
see how the public deals with them. And so yeah, there's tons of different themes and ideas and stuff that we can spin off from this to tell like the bigger story of Xavier. I think it's really interesting, and I'm really curious to see the feedback and stuff once it's out in people's hands.
Other than social media comments and stuff that people can make from like getting the book, reading it, and then telling about it. Is there any other tool you have or you use that for getting feedback from the customers?
Uh, I mean, I try to talk to people and kind of pick their brains about it. But
Okay.
you do kind of seem to the line. I do like the idea of like the Kickstarter surveys. I'm
Yeah.
really curious to kind of play with that and kind of ask some intricate questions to see what kind of replies I get back. So that's another reason I wanted to do a Kickstarter because I'm really curious to see like, I want to pick some brains. It's kind of a good
Yeah,
way to do
definitely.
it. Yeah, I don't want to be like obnoxious about it. Kickstarter has that built in, so it's one of those things where I
Sweet.
can just send this out and be like, hey, it's like, what do you
Let
think
me
of this story? Like, oh, what about the character? What about the story? What about the art? And really hopefully
nice.
get some nice detailed answers back, which would be nice.
Yeah, man, I'm thinking of doing like another survey for my book also because I want to know what people think. And
Yeah.
I got a bigger audience. Not I'll say like the first time I did 50, I had 50 backers.
Mhm.
The second time I'm doing like I got 100 and something people that are back in the book. So I would like to ask them. It's a bigger pool, to ask to see what they think about it. Also, that's awesome, man. Good stuff.
Mhm.
And how many pages are dedicated to each? How many pages is the book? How many are for each character, each story?
Book's 32 pages. Stories vary. It's from like 2 to 7. So like each one has its own kind of different. But they're usually around like 4 to 5, most of them.
Yeah. Sweet. Awesome. 32-page book. And are you or do you have any variant covers or just sticking to the one cover from Alon's?
Yeah, no, it's just the regular color, the blind art version. So technically two covers, but
And a line art version. Okay, cool. Are you gonna have like sketch covers for this also?
I don't think so. Yeah, and maybe.
Because you had those for Bloodbone, I think. Yes. Yeah.
Yep, I did put out Bloodbone. I put some out for the Ace 3.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna make it for this one.
Nice. Sweet, man. It's a good looking project, man. Are you planning on using other crowdfunding platforms, or is this going to be strictly on Kickstarter?
Uh, I'm kind of waiting to see if it reaches funding first, and I might have to just do a second chance if it doesn't get funded
Yeah.
on Kickstarter. Might try FundMyComic or Indiegogo, but
Yeah.
hopefully it does, and then once they kind of figure out, because it's one thing, Kickstarter doesn't take the money until the end of the 60 days, so there's also refunds and different things, that weird stuff that happens. So right now, my
Yeah.
focus is just pushing hard these next 30 days so we can get over, just in case I do get some refunds and stuff, I can still kind of get, because it's basically all or nothing on the campaign. So it has to hit the 1500. So right now it's just about
So
pushing.
so hold on. So if, for example, your goal is 1,500. If it gets, let's say it gets, I'm pretty sure it'll get it. It gets to 2,000,
Mhm,
and then the campaign collects funds at the end.
mhm.
So at the end, there's a chance that a bunch of people can refund it, and then you go from your funding goal and then go back to not being funded.
Yep. That's what
That's
I think about
crazy.
Kickstarter. Yeah, it's kind of that's the one like tricky thing about Kickstarter. So it's, you kind of rolling the dice if you're a smaller campaign. If you're a bigger one, it's not a big deal. You'll get the
Oh, that's
number.
crazy.
Yeah, so
I'm asking because on FundMyComic, that's how I have it set up also. Because like people they make pledges. When they make pledges, and then this won't get deducted from their account until after the campaign closes. So
mhm.
I would hate that like half of the people that back they just refund it and then it doesn't get funded. That would suck.
Yeah.
That would suck, man. And yeah, man. So I've seen that you're doing the rounds, going on a bunch of different shows. You got more shows planned up coming up in a few days.
Yeah, I got a stream tomorrow. I'm doing Creators Outlet. I mean, tonight I'm doing Creators Outlet. Tomorrow I'm doing Soundtag. Uh, Saturday I'm doing the studio with Don, and Sunday I'm
Sweet.
doing Dave.
Doing
Yeah,
what?
Dave.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, sweet.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like the interview with Dave because Dave asks similar to this kind of format where I'm asking questions about the book and the campaign and your process. Now I like answering those questions also. And Dave's a great interviewer, despite what he may say that he's boring or something like that. No, I think he does a good job. And yes, that's gonna be a good show. Yeah, so you guys be sure to check out Dave Genuine Comics on YouTube. Edwin's gonna be there on Sunday. And
Mhm.
then on Saturday, he's on the studio. That's
Yeah,
going
we're
to be
done.
a good show. Also, I love that show. Yeah, shout out to Don and everybody at studio. Marcus, Doug Bacon. Hey, they do good stuff over there. It's funny as crap that show. And here's the link. Don't forget the link. Yeah, please make sure to get your copy of this comic anthology. And so let's say that the book is out. People get the book. And if they like, for example, Xavier, or if they like Blue Blaze, does this mean that they get their own solo book also? Is that also part of the plan with this?
Yeah, definitely want to do more with both of these stories. This is kind of like just a teaser, a little taste, get everybody kind of hyped up and what to expect. But yeah, definitely have want to tell a really big story with Xavier.
Nice.
That again, something different than anything I've done. And then Blue Blaze, like I said, it's its own kind of thing. It's very experimental, very different. It's kind of challenging as a writer and creator to make the book interesting and challenging and kind of make it something different that's worthwhile. Aside from just like this spectacular art, that's an easy sell. But
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
like put my own kind of influence into it and make it as good as intriguing as I can. Lean into the mystery, lean into the romance, and lean into the beauty of the book. So
Now, for example, if Blue Blaze, if that's the book that everybody loves, and that's the book that people comment and ask for the most, does this mean that you and Joe are going to work together for like for the next book?
I'm sorry, say that again. You broke up there.
I'm sorry, my bad. No, like let's imagine that the character that gets the best reception is Blue Blaze. No, and this one's like the hit. People love this character and they want more. Does that mean that you and Joe are going to work together on the next graphic novel, or would that next graphic novel pass on to another artist?
Uh, I'd probably have to move it up next if that was the case.
Yeah,
Like I said, it also depends on artist availability and kind of, but yeah, we would try to kind of move it up and then see if we can get
sweet.
get an issue out to people, like I'm all for, like, at this point, I've kind of, I've, I've been able to tell like some really cool stories and get these books funded and do all this kind of stuff. Right now, I'm kind of more in a way, I just kind of like, well, just want to make books people want to read,
Yeah,
it's kind of like, because very early on, I was just kind of like, I just want to tell my story, this kind of stuff. It's just like, no, I just want people to just like get the book and enjoy it. I want them to have fun. And Bloodbone, like I said, I know everybody's waiting on that, and that's coming summer next year. It's
yeah.
coming, guys.
The
So
Bloodbone
like,
too.
Yeah, it's technically it's Bumbo 1 because the first one was an ash can. It's technically like issue 0. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that is right. Yeah,
yeah. So
that's
yeah,
right.
the full Blood Bowl number 1 is gonna knock your socks off. It's gonna peel your face off.
Sweet.
It's gonna, it's gonna hit you hard. It's not gonna
Nice.
let go. So yeah. So I guess
Oh,
it's
that's awesome. Is
just
Donald
want people
doing
to.
the artwork on that?
I know Joe's doing the artwork for that.
Joe's doing it. Oh, nice.
So yeah. So
Sweet.
yeah. It's gonna be
Oh,
fun,
that's
man.
awesome. So next year.
Once this project's done, I'll start teasing out and start showing actual pages and stuff from Bloodbone. I think people are gonna really dig it. So.
Nice. Sweet. Yeah, to see Joe take this on, that would be interesting take on it because he hasn't drawn him yet. And so it would be interesting to see what his take on it would be like.
Yeah, you'll get a
Sweet.
glimpse here. He has a Bloodbone teaser in the anthology. So
Oh, nice.
a nice
Sweet.
kind of,
So look,
you'll
nice.
get the first kind of glimpse at the art.
Oh, that's dope. I like that. Sweet stuff, man. And are all the pages of the interiors, are they going to be colored or just black and white? What we see here?
Everything's black and white. Yeah, I wanted to keep the
Everything's
same
black and white.
tone for everything. I actually printed out a little ash can. It has 4 of the 6 stories, just to see how it would look, and I thought it looked really nice. Everything kind of flowed together nicely. So
Nice.
yeah,
because then having different colorists would be another beast to tackle
the
along.
colors I think would just throw it off to kind of have to keep it all black and white, keep it all kind of similar kind of tone, even if the artist did not. I think it works well together.
Nice. But then, for example, like Bloodbone issue 1, is that going to be colored? I'm assuming.
No, that was just gonna be black and white.
Black and white also.
Me
Nice.
and Joe kind of settled on like there's so much detail and so much things on the page that I think like the black and white's really gonna make it stand out more.
Nice.
So I like Ace. I like the idea of having everything Ace colored. I just think it's very much inspired by books like Darkhawk and stuff. It's very much like an early '90s kind of Marvel book, so that leans more to colors. But yeah, stuff like Blood, the White Leopard, I think it works well. I would like to get Xavier colored, I think, but even that would be very like almost like flats. I think the way I see it, I'd want it very kind of like not really colorful, very kind of like just kind of like almost kind of toned down because everything about it is not like the typical kind of superhero. And Blue Blaze, I kind of want to do both. I want to do like a line art and then like a colored version.
Nice. Yeah, I dig that. Yeah, good artistic choices, man. It's good also that you're able to work back and forth with Joe and then come together to one idea and then stick with it also. Yeah, good stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Great stuff. And all right, man. Do you have any stretch goals for the campaign? Is this Dan Plagle art also in the book?
This is actually a pinup for the it was initially for the first week backers, but we extended it for the first 30 days. So anybody who backs through Sunday, the cutoff is Sunday. If you back, you'll get this Alga print by Dan Plagle, colors by Marcos Martin. So you'll get that if you're on your book.
Sweet. Awesome stuff, man. Yeah, and for stretch goals, there's no stretch goals?
Not yet. Once it gets funded, we'll start announcing some.
Nice.
Right now, like I said, the goal's just focus on getting it funded, getting over the line, and then we can always add some cool stuff after, once we get over that line.
Sweet. That's good stuff, man. Awesome work. Yeah, Bloodbone, Blue Blaze, Snow Leopard. Yeah, good stuff, man. And so, we're coming up on the hour. I'm gonna wrap it up shortly. And Edwin, like, where can we catch you at when you're not hanging out here?
Yeah, so the number one place you can always find me at is on Twitter. I'm at Buzz Acevedo. I've also made the foray into posting more on Facebook now. I'm drawing aces there. And I'm also on Instagram at Drawing Aces Comics Group. So you can find me there.
On Instagram, Drawing Aces. So you're on Instagram, also on Facebook, and then mostly on X.
Yeah, that's the first place I post anything at, any updates, any news about the book, anything that's current. The first spot is always Twitter.
Sweet. And Buzz, is that a nickname?
Yeah, it was given to me on the hard line. It kind of stuck, so
Buzz.
just
Sweet.
went with it. So
Awesome, man. So you guys can catch Edwin here on X. You can catch him here on YouTube. Also, he's got shows coming up Saturday and Sunday. He's doing the rounds for another 30-something days, 33 more days.
yeah,
So he's very close. Yeah, so he's very close to funding. The link is here in the chat. It's also pinned to the chat. If you're watching this in replay, everything is also in the description below. So be sure to check it out. Show some support for Edwin. He's been in the game for a long, long time now, so he knows what he's doing. He's put out great books. He hasn't taken the money and disappeared.
Fulfilled campaigns.
Yeah.
Number
6.
7,
That's a lot.
Lucky number 7. So yeah.
Heck yeah, man. So so be sure to show some support for Edwin, and yeah, I think that would be it. I don't know if you have anything else you'd like to say to backers before we
No, that's it. Just thanks
wrap it up.
Thanks to everybody who's been sharing it out, spreading the word. Yeah, join me tonight on Creators Outlets.
Heck yeah. Sweet. Awesome. So yeah, that'll be all for us. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I do my daily my weekly solo show tomorrow. Also tomorrow I'm building up hype. I'm attempting to build up hype for Friday's closeout. I'm closing out Friday from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. We're going to close out the campaign. I'm also, don't forget that I'm offering those Deathmonger metal trading cards that you can get for $5. No, the first 10 cards are going for $5. So grab those. And yeah, so tune in tomorrow and in the morning, and then Friday in the afternoon towards the evening. And Edwin, if you're available, you're welcome to you're invited to the closeout. I'll be sure to throw out the link to you, and then if you have time, if you can make it out for us, it'd be great to have you on and get to hang out. I'm gonna be taking a few shots, so I might get drunk or I might get tipsy. I don't know what'll happen, but we'll see what happens on Friday.
Peace.
Awesome. So thank you very much, man. So for everybody in the chat, I will see you guys later. You guys be safe. Actually, I will see you guys tomorrow. Let me see if I can do this dismount. I'll show you guys the trailer to Ominus, and then that'll be it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, exact same time, right here. You guys be safe. Have a great one, and I'm out.